What if the foods most people ignore today become the foods everyone desperately wants tomorrow? While many shoppers focus only on what they need for the next few days, experienced preppers often think months ahead. And that difference in mindset can completely change the way a pantry is built. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments which food you would stockpile first if you could only choose one. The answer may be different than you think, because the foods that consistently appear at the top of preparedness lists are usually not expensive survival products or specialty emergency meals. Instead, they are simple, affordable staples that have been trusted for generations. One of the biggest misconceptions about stockpiling is that it requires a large budget, a dedicated storage room, or shelves filled with high-priced emergency food buckets. In reality, many experienced preppers start with basic pantry items because they understand that long-term preparedness is built on reliability, shelf life, versatility, and nutritional value rather than marketing claims. That brings us to the first item on today's list, powdered milk. At first glance, powdered milk may not seem exciting, but it provides something many emergency food plans lack: flexibility. Fresh milk spoils quickly and requires refrigeration, while powdered milk can remain usable for extended periods when stored properly in a cool and dry environment. It provides calcium, protein, and important nutrients that can help support a more balanced diet during periods when grocery trips become difficult or expensive. Powdered milk can be used in baking, cooking, oatmeal, soups, sauces, and many other recipes, making it far more versatile than people often realize. For families with children, it can become even more valuable because it allows familiar meals and recipes to continue even when fresh dairy products are unavailable. Another reason preppers prioritize powdered milk is that it helps transform other stored foods into complete meals. Oats become creamier, breads become more nutritious, and countless recipes become possible with only a few additional ingredients. This ability to multiply meal options is one reason powdered milk continues to earn a place in long-term storage plans. The next food on the list is oats, a staple that often receives less attention than it deserves. Most people associate oats with breakfast, but experienced preppers see them as one of the most practical foods available. Oats are inexpensive, easy to store, quick to prepare, and remarkably versatile. They provide carbohydrates for energy, fiber for digestive health, and additional nutrients that support a balanced pantry. Unlike many processed foods, oats can be used in numerous ways. They can become hot cereal, granola, baked goods, pancakes, energy bars, soup thickeners, and even ingredients in savory meals. This versatility becomes incredibly important during times when food choices are limited. Another major advantage is efficiency. Oats generally require less cooking time than many dry grains, which means less fuel consumption during power outages or emergency situations where cooking resources may be limited. Experienced preppers understand that food storage is not only about calories. It is also about practicality. A food that stores well but requires excessive preparation may become less useful during difficult circumstances. Oats strike a balance between nutrition, convenience, affordability, and storage life that few foods can match. They are also familiar to most households, making rotation easy because families can regularly consume and replace them as part of normal grocery shopping habits. This principle of using what you store and storing what you use is one of the foundations of smart preparedness. As we continue through this countdown, notice a pattern emerging. The foods experienced preppers buy first are not chosen because they are trendy or dramatic. They are chosen because they consistently deliver value, nutrition, and flexibility when people need them most. And the next items on this list become even more important because they form the backbone of countless affordable meals that can sustain a household through both everyday challenges and unexpected disruptions. As we move further into the list, we arrive at the foods that many preparedness experts consider the true foundation of a long-term pantry. These are the staples that have fed populations across the world for centuries because they are affordable, dependable, and capable of providing substantial nutrition when combined properly. The first of these is white rice. While it may appear simple, white rice remains one of the most widely stored foods among experienced preppers for several important reasons. The biggest advantage is shelf life. When protected from moisture, heat, oxygen, and pests, white rice can remain usable for many years, making it one of the most practical long-term storage foods available. Unlike brown rice, which contains natural oils that can shorten storage life, white rice is better suited for extended preparedness plans. Another reason rice is so highly valued is its ability to provide a significant amount of energy through carbohydrates. During challenging situations, calories become important because they help support daily activities and maintain energy levels. Rice is also extremely versatile. It can be paired with vegetables, beans, soups, meats, seasonings, and countless other ingredients. A large supply of rice can serve as the base for hundreds of meals, which is one reason many households around the world rely on it as a dietary staple. Beyond affordability and storage life, rice offers something equally important: familiarity. In stressful situations, familiar foods can provide comfort and stability. Families are more likely to consume and rotate foods they already enjoy, which reduces waste and makes preparedness more sustainable over the long term. This brings us to the next item on the list, and one of the most respected foods in the preparedness community: dry beans. Whether they are pinto beans, black beans, kidney beans, navy beans, or lentils, dry legumes provide an impressive combination of protein, fiber, minerals, and calories at a remarkably low cost. One of the reasons preppers consistently prioritize beans is because they help create a more balanced food storage plan. While rice provides energy through carbohydrates, beans contribute valuable protein and additional nutrients. Together, these foods complement one another in a way that has supported populations around the world for generations. This combination is often discussed because it creates a practical and affordable meal foundation that can be scaled to fit almost any budget. Another advantage of dry beans is their flexibility. They can be used in soups, stews, chili, casseroles, side dishes, spreads, and countless other recipes. This variety helps reduce meal fatigue, a factor that many people overlook when building emergency food supplies. Having enough food is important, but maintaining the willingness to eat those foods consistently over time also matters. Beans help solve that problem because they can be prepared in many different ways. Experienced preppers also appreciate that beans are easy to purchase gradually. A few extra bags added during regular shopping trips can slowly build a substantial reserve without creating financial strain. This gradual approach is often more practical than attempting to purchase an entire emergency food supply at once. However, preparedness is not simply about buying food and placing it on a shelf. Successful long-term storage requires planning, organization, and rotation. Foods should be stored in cool, dry locations and protected from moisture and pests whenever possible. Containers that limit exposure to air can further improve storage conditions and help preserve quality. Another important consideration is cooking requirements. Both rice and beans generally require water and heat for preparation, which means preparedness plans should also consider cooking methods and water availability. Many experienced preppers think beyond the food itself and evaluate how meals will actually be prepared during disruptions. This practical mindset is one reason their stockpiles often focus on simple staples rather than expensive specialty products. As we approach the final item on today's list, it becomes clear why rice and beans continue to appear in preparedness discussions year after year. They provide value, flexibility, nutrition, and long-term usefulness that few other foods can match. Yet, there is still one more staple that many preppers purchase before almost anything else. A basic ingredient so common that most people overlook its importance completely. Even though it has played a critical role in food preservation, cooking, and survival throughout human history. Now we arrive at the #1 food on the list. And surprisingly, it is not something most people think of as food storage at all. It is salt. For thousands of years, salt has been one of the most important commodities in human civilization. Long before refrigeration existed, people depended on salt to preserve food and extend its usability. Entire trade routes were built around it, economies were influenced by it, and communities relied on it for daily survival. Today, despite being one of the least expensive items in a grocery store, salt remains one of the most valuable staples a preparedness-minded household can keep on hand. One reason experienced preppers often purchase salt before many other items is because of its incredible storage life. When kept dry and protected from contamination, salt can remain usable indefinitely. Unlike many foods that gradually lose quality over time, salt remains stable and dependable. Another major advantage is versatility. Salt is used in cooking, seasoning, food preservation, baking, fermentation, and many other household applications. During long periods of disruption, the ability to preserve food can become especially valuable. Salt also improves flavor, and while that may sound minor, it plays an important role in maintaining morale. Meals made from stored staples such as rice, beans, and oats become far more enjoyable when properly seasoned. This helps reduce food fatigue and encourages consistent consumption of stored supplies. Looking back at all 5 foods on today's list, a clear pattern emerges. Powdered milk provides flexibility and nutritional support. Oats offer convenience, fiber, and versatility. White rice supplies affordable energy and exceptional storage potential. Dry beans contribute protein, minerals, and meal variety. Salt enhances preservation, flavor, and long-term practicality. Together, these staples create a strong foundation that can support a household through a wide range of circumstances. This is why experienced preppers frequently prioritize these foods before purchasing more specialized products. Their focus is not on building the most impressive pantry, but on creating the most reliable one. Another important lesson is that preparedness does not need to happen overnight. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is believing they must buy everything immediately. In reality, most successful pantry systems are built gradually over time. Adding a few extra staples during regular shopping trips can create meaningful reserves without placing strain on a household budget. Consistency is often more effective than urgency. Small purchases repeated over many months can result in a substantial pantry that remains practical, organized, and affordable. Rotation is equally important. The best stockpile is one that remains connected to everyday life. Foods that are regularly consumed and replaced tend to stay fresher and are less likely to be wasted. This approach also allows families to become familiar with preparation methods and recipes before any disruptions occur. Another valuable strategy is to think beyond the food itself. Water storage, cooking methods, storage conditions, and household organization all play important roles in preparedness. A well-planned pantry works as part of a larger system rather than existing in isolation. Many experienced preppers understand that resilience comes from preparation, not from panic. The goal is not to predict specific events, but to create flexibility that allows households to adapt when unexpected challenges arise. Whether those challenges involve severe weather, temporary supply disruptions, inflation, job loss, transportation problems, or other everyday difficulties, a well-stocked pantry can provide valuable peace of mind. It reduces dependence on last-minute shopping and gives families more options during uncertain times. Ultimately, the reason these 5 foods continue to appear at the top of preparedness recommendations is simple. They are affordable, practical, widely available, and capable of supporting countless meal combinations. They have stood the test of time because they solve real problems and provide dependable value. While trends come and go, the fundamentals of preparedness remain surprisingly consistent. Smart stockpiling is not about buying the most food. It is about choosing the right food. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more practical preparedness content. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who is thinking about building a food reserve. Most importantly, let us know in the comments which of these 5 foods you believe is the most important and how much of it you currently keep in your pantry, because your experience and ideas may help another viewer take the first step toward building a smarter and more resilient food storage plan.